Hello, and welcome to another episode of Automate Office Work. I'm your host, Justin. Today's episode is onboarding. You can find an article on this topic at automateofficework.com/onboarding, where you can follow along or just sit back and listen to enjoy this content. This content is also available on LinkedIn and on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. So find us wherever you are. Give us some likes to tickle the algorithm, comment, share. Help us to make this content go to the people who will get benefit from it. All right, so onboarding. Onboarding is one of those basic things that either goes well or it doesn't. So why not turn it into a process so everyone can have a great first day? The first step is to identify the trigger for someone being invited to view onboarding resources. In past episodes on automating people and org charts, we identified how to tell when new accounts are created and come under the management structure of your department head. But this isn't the whole story, because some accounts may be system accounts or created for contractors to have access to your department resources. They don't need to be invited to view onboarding resources. How can we narrow this down to only real bona fide employees? Send an automated email to the manager. Have the manager come to a page where they identify the type of account that was created. If they say it's a new employee, then send the new employee an email with a link to onboarding resources. Where should those onboarding resources sit? Is it okay to use a Teams channel for this? No. By their nature, onboarding resources are static and semi-permanent. Teams channels are meant for temporary projects where you need back and forth communication among team members and collaboration on files. Onboarding is not this. What does make sense is SharePoint. Plus, instead of giving someone a random URL to some Teams channel nobody will ever be able to find again, you can make a URL on your SharePoint that makes sense, like company.sharepoint.com/sites/legal/onboarding. See how much easier that is to find? Plus, now if someone goes to /sites/legal, perhaps you can put a link there to /onboarding. What kind of content should be in onboarding resources? A welcome to the department head, the mission of the department, a functional org chart showing the functions of the teams. People change often, structure not so much. Make it so the user can click on the various structures in the department and get a brief overview of what they do. Each team should have a link to their SharePoint page where they give a list of the active members of the team with links to bios. I would also have them create a page for new people joining their team, welcoming them and giving them a list of key people they should get to know. Perhaps also some key activities that they suggest that they do their first couple of days. Notice what we just did there? We put the burden of maintaining current, fast-changing information to the team itself. Onboarding should be a more semi-permanent place that reflects structures that don't change very much. On the onboarding resources, I would put a link in an obvious way that lets everyone know how or who can make edits to the information when changes are needed. Please do not just outsource the creation of your onboarding resources to some outside company that will make a beautiful module that you have no way of updating. Plan for the future. Things change. Make it easy for people to reach out to the people who need to make the changes. In line with that, put minimal information on your onboarding resources to minimize the changes that will need to be made in the future. Additional resources. Think back to when you first joined a company. What other resources would have been nice to know? Perhaps company branding for your email signature. Perhaps a link to the company acronym guide. All right, at the bottom of this page, I have just a very short, quick demo of what onboarding resources could look like. It says onboarding at the top, a nice title, and then we've got tabs along the top, tabs that say welcome, mission, org structure, email signature, acronym, and edits. By default, the welcome tab is selected, and it just has a short, brief welcome from your department head, let's say. Perhaps you have a personal message from them, maybe with a photograph of them, maybe even their signature if you want to get like really fancy or something. But yeah, make it so that it's a message from your department head. The next tab is the mission of the department, and this is probably something that the employee is going to be seeing a lot. Maybe you show it at all of your department meetings to begin. That's a great habit to get into. The next tab is the org structure, and this has, at least for me, I broke it into different categories. My department, for this example, has different categories like divisions. We have lawyers who are serving specific areas of the business. These are split into different divisions. Below that, we have another category. It's called areas of law. So we have certain lawyers who are just experts in a specific area of law. And so they have teams that are aligned with these areas of law. Okay. And then inside each of these categories, each team has its own, here it's a colored box. And you just give one sentence that very briefly says what this team does, because a lot of times the names of divisions, the names of the areas of law, they might be acronyms, they might be words that are not generally known by people. So let the people know a little bit about what the team does. So here I have diagnostics is the team that serves the diagnostics team. Okay, so I guess that's like a sales team inside the business. This team identifies problems for customers. Okay, so very, very quickly, we have just given a snapshot of what diagnostics is, what it does. And then after that, it says, get to know our team at, and then I didn't actually put in a URL, but it says at SharePoint page. So for your specific needs, I would have it point to an actual SharePoint page that is updated by this team. You put the burden onto them to actually update information like who's on this team, links to their bios, this kind of stuff. But yeah, very, very high level, like the team exists and just a one sentence thing about them. I would put that in the onboarding, okay? And you notice that this minimizes the number of edits that need to be done because we need to be thinking about updating this in the future. Okay, the next tabs that I have, it's just, I thought these are kind of useful for people their very first day. The first one is the email signature, and you can just give some email signature guidelines, tell them how the marketing or the branding is done in your company, because a person just joined a company. It's their first day. They're going to start sending emails to people. Maybe they should know how to update their signature, I guess. Okay, and the last one is the acronyms. I would really suggest that your organization have a place, some kind of like a wiki or something where people can edit these kinds of articles explaining what all the jargon means in your company. Okay, so I would put a link to that acronym database. This could be a good future project that I could show how to build one of these acronym wikis. And all right, and then the very last tab that I have, it says edits. And when I click on that, it says Justin at automateofficework.com can edit this content. So as things change, maybe somebody notices that, oh, the structure has changed a little bit. We've got new teams. They're moved around a little bit. We've changed the names up a little bit. People are going to ask, how can we make edits to this? Because if it's not obvious, you're making it so that they have to go find the person who can make those edits, for example. Okay, so this is just a great thing to do. Make it obvious how to make updates. You might even think about giving the individual teams the ability to edit their 2 sentences and their URL. You know, this org structure, you might have identified who the team leader is and give them edit access. Maybe when they come to this page, maybe when they click on the box, it becomes editable and they can just edit it themselves even. So you're automating it even more by putting the responsibility and the abilities onto the right people. The people who need to get stuff done. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think it's probably pretty quick. If you have any feedback for me, reach out to me, Justin at automateofficework.com. You can also reach me at my website, automateofficework.com. There is a great big book a call button there. I'm available for consulting. I can point you in the right direction, how to get your dream project going. I can help you in developing solutions like the solutions you just saw today, and with education as well. All right, enjoy everybody. And with that, I wish you happy automating.